is currently reviewing the inventory policy for one popular model that is sitting at the rate of 500 per month. The administrative cost for placing an order for this model from the manufacturer is 1,000. And the purchase, oh, this is an 18.3 -8, something like that. So $1,000 and the 400 per bicycle. The annual cost of the capital tied up in inventory is 50% of the value based on the purchase price of these bicycles. The additional cost of storing the bicycle, including leasing, warehouse space, insurance, taxes, and so on, is 40 per bicycle per year. So now, last time you asked the question, for the whatever the cost tied up to the annual whatever. How do you phrase that? The annual cost of the capital tied up in inventory is 15%. So now, how do you characterize this? Would you consider that to be holding cost or whatever? You're holding your capital tied up to that. From that point of view, you can treat that holding cost. But it's not a holding cost in the sense we were talking about. There is another holding cost, value given. What is that stuff? It's interesting. So now the question is, now for this problem, I think if you look at that carefully, what is the most important thing for this problem? I'm a little nervous.
It's okay.
Are you taking a picture or no?
Continuously.
Oh, wow. So I better be awake from that.
Okay, that's going to defeat the purpose, Professor.
So anyway, so what would be the unit you use? See, here you have the unit of the month. You have also the unit of the annual. Right. So you have to decide, yeah.
If you make everything the same units, will come out the same?
Yeah, you have to start with making the same unit. So, because I think I saw two of them mention the annual rate. So the other one is like a monthly rate. So you better make the monthly one to be the annual one. And then you define a cost function as we did for the other problem. So you have an extra term. The extra term is 15% times the cost of the bicycle. Is the whatever you purchase C times Q, 15% of that, the annual rate, right? This is the per cycle. And then later on you are going to divide that by the cycling time, which is Q divided by D, just as we did for the other problem. So you really reformulate the problem as what we normally do. For, if you do a EOQ model, that's what you do, right? Did I make it clear or not clear?
I think so. So it would be, so we have a holding cost that's 15% times 400, because that's the cost per bicycle.
Is that
what it is? And then
I think there is another holding cost. You really have two parts.
Yeah.
There is a holding cost rate of 40. Yeah, 40.
Yes, we have 40.
Yeah.
And then do we add that to the 15%?
Right.
400?
So that's another cost.
Okay.
So for that holding cost part, we still do the same kind of thing as we did last time. So what we did was we did like this, right? And then we were talking about there's average inventory that would be Q over 2, right? Then multiplied by what is that quantity? Yeah, I think that's the other quantity is how much you hold, right? So it's another Q. If you look at the very beginning, we look at I have to go back to the stuff we did last time to make sure. Yeah? Oh, sorry, it's the amount of time, sorry. The amount of time, right? That's what we had before. So this is the average inventory times the amount of time elapsed. So that's the holding cost part. But now you have an additional one, which is the 15%. The 15% of your order. What do you order? You order C times Q, right? Because you don't know. This is the average, whatever the rate you order, 15%. Now we are talking about Prosecco, that's what you have. But you put everything in the annual base. So therefore, at the very beginning, you have a cost of, not the cost, but the ordering of 500 per month. We are going to treat that. Instead of monthly, we are going to use like how much you order or how many of them you order per annual. So you have to multiply that number by 12 to make the unit to be the same. So it seemed to be, if you want to, you can work with monthly thing, but it seemed to be annual thing would be easier in this case. Okay. So you also have another question for.
18.6.
Yeah, so for 18.61, actually I forgot if I said or not, you only are asked to do A and B, not the rest of them. So you only only those.
What was
For
yours? 18.6.
18.61. Likewise, for 18.62, you only do A. So try to find the reorder point R and the order quantity Q for that stuff. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of time to look at that, then we can come back to that. Because of your demand for the numbers, I think I'll work out some examples for the numbers. I'll show you. All right?
Fantastic.
So now, let's continue. So there, people ask, what happens if some people couldn't make it? I would suggest if, you are here, some of your friends could not make it, if you could share your notes with them. No? Why?
I don't know, not me.
Why not?
Yeah, it's their loss. I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so I think it would be a good idea.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff I'm going to do it again on Tuesday.
I'll just tell
I
them.
don't really mean I will repeat, but there's something built on. Okay. So.
I'll just tell them the wrong information.
Well, you don't really mean that, right?
Somehow.
No.
Okay, so now what we are going to do next is one stage stochastic inventory model. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to do one stage and then I'll do two stage as well. So one stage stochastic model. So I'll start with a very, sort of motivating example. I'm simply going to read it. It's very much like the book on your, the example on your book, except that my numbers are rescaled. So, over there at the back is 450. Here I have $45. So mine is discount price, if you like. So anyway, so that's that. I don't know if you can buy one. If you buy used one, or maybe the children's bag, maybe it works. I don't know. Okay, anyway, so here is the problem. So manufacturer has just informed the distributor that the models is discontinued. So we start with this problem, right? The manufacturer has just informed the distributor that the model is discontinued. Sometimes when you have this model discontinued, you are going to discount that stock. So to help clear out the stock, so the manufacturer was thinking about clearing out whatever the stock they have. So the manufacturer is offering the distributor an opportunity of discount to make a final purchase at a very favorable term, namely a unit cost of $20 per bicycle. All right, so this is the offer from the manufacturer to the distributor. So there are two things. That's the offer from the manufacturer. All right, so with the special sale, what you know is very good, no setup cost. Normally, the distributor has to pay some setup cost, like per order, you have to pay $1,000. But in this case, you don't have to, because it's going to be discontinued. They make everything so favorable, right? Or maybe iPhone 6 appeared, and you want to just clear out the Apple 5, or that's what you have. No setup cost. So the distributor feels that, this makes very good opportunity. Distributor feels that this makes a very good opportunity. So he plans ahead. So he's going to sell this to the to use the following price, to use reduce the price of the $45 per bag. This is during Christmas time. So he's going to say, I'm going to offer this in a special deal to everyone. So if he does this, then you see for each bag, he will make a profit of $25 because he buy it by using 25 and the sale is in 45, so the 25 is purely profit. There is no setup cost. So you know that this is the only one-time deal. After that, the product will be absolutely worthless, basically, in a way. Okay, so it depends on how much you should order, right? And how much you will order, you make a good purchase, then you may make money. So what you know is that any bags not sold will be more or less worthless. This is in reality, but the distributor didn't think about it that way. He thought, there are some other ways he can do, even during the Christmas time, even during the Black Friday, he couldn't sell that. Then what he is going to do is he is going to do something like after Christmas sale. So another round. So so the distributor is going to offer another let me just write down like a distributor is going to offer $10 per bag. This is after Christmas. After Christmas. After that. All right, so then it's a sort of nominal value. Now this one, you have a name associated with that. It's like you left over, right? So now you call that salvage. So let's say, this is the typical, or maybe I'll say salvage value in this type of model. Now you have this. Okay, now the question is how much you order. The question is, what is the holding cost for that? Well, the real holding cost is not, the real holding cost is not exactly, this amount, but the holding cost is in fact -$9 per bag. Why is that? Well, the reason is that if you can still sell it, you get a positive $10 back. So the real negative cost is only $1. So therefore, the holding cost is -$9. In other words, you can make a profit in that regard. Okay. So you for each of the thing, if you hold it in your storage room, the real cost is only $1, but you have the possibility of a sale. So now the question is, how do you evaluate? How do you get the profit? So let's evaluate. Let's see what are the profit involved. If you read your book, you see this is exactly the same kind of thing, except we use different scaling. So profit. So what are the profit involved? Now for the profit you have, for each of the bag, if you sell it, it's $45, right? For each one, times the number sold. But you have to buy it. The amount of money you spend on getting that will be $20 times the number ordered or purchased. Right? So those are, this is purely what you sold and minus the amount you paid. Then you have the holding cost, but it's in the negative territory. So you have 9 times the number of unsold. Okay. And so here, then we have to, set up some variables associated with that. So let's use S to denote the number purchased or ordered. All right, so you order that item. So it's stock in your inventory. Now the demand is going to be a random variable. You are not sure exactly. This is not like for sure how much people will have a demand for that. If it's Apple 6, probably you know that. No matter what you are going to. So all of them. But this is the difference. So this is the demand. The demand is actually a random variable. So what is the number sold? How do I represent that in terms of D and S? I can represent that by using D and S.
It's the smaller of the two.
Right, so, very good. So this one, in fact, is the minimum of D and S, the smaller of those two. This is your intuition, in fact, that's true. That's how you model that. So the function, it turns out to be nonlinear, as you can see, right? Because you are taking the minimum of those two guys. It's not a truly linear function. Okay, what about, so this is the number solved. What about the unsolved? It could happen, you know, when you purchase them, you sold all of them.
So it could be 0
Uh-huh.
or
Maybe
S minus.
It's gonna have to be
Yes.
piecewise
Maximum
defined.
two.
So, yes, so it could be 0. If you sold all of them, it would
If
be
D
0.
if D is greater than or equal to S,
And again, there is some operation involved here. It's
Oh, okay,
the
max.
max of
Okay.
those two. Pretty much what you just said. So, all right. So now with all those said, we can set up the problem. So for the moment, we are just doing the modeling part, and later on we'll try to solve it.